Is it possible to be productive and look after your well-being? I believe that not only is it possible, but it's essential to your long-term success. And today I want to talk about the link between productivity and well-being and some things that you can do to assess how well that's working for you at the moment and if you need to make any changes. Let's talk about productivity first, because this is so much more than simply managing your time. You also need to look at how much energy you have available and if you're paying attention to the right things. Let me give you an example. You could have 8 hours available to you to work tomorrow, and that's fantastic. You have the time. But if you don't have the energy to do the work that you need to do, then that time could be wasted multitasking and getting distracted and, not working to your full potential. Then even if you have the time and the energy to do the work, you could be paying attention to the wrong things and being busy for busyness sake. So what we want to do is make sure that you have got all three working together in order to be productive. And when I say productive at a personal and team level, I mean not only producing results, I mean producing results that are valuable, that make a difference towards a personal or a team goal that move you forward. We're not working just for work's sake. We're working to achieve something, to make a difference, to create something new, to reach a new level. When we look at productivity in this way, it's easy to see how we can positively impact our sense of well-being. First of all, if we believe that we're working on something that's meaningful, something that matters, that gives us a sense of purpose and belonging and motivation to turn up and do our best. Then after that, as we face the different challenges at work and overcome different problems, we get that sense of fulfillment and satisfaction as a result of the progress that we make and the wins that we achieve. And all that is really good for our confidence in ourselves, for our belief that we can do the work, that we can make a difference, and that we can really make change happen. The link between productivity and well-being goes both ways. You need to be looking after your well-being in order to sustain high performance over a long period of time. It's very difficult to keep on doing the job if you're not looking after yourself, if you're not taking your breaks, taking the rest, and looking after the other areas in your life that need your attention, such as relationships, your finances, your physical environment, and all of those things. Because if they're not looked after, it's very hard for you to focus on the work. And that's why it's important that when you're looking at your plan for success, that you don't just look at work and you don't just look at everything else. They have to be looked at together, evaluated together, and then you're going to make changes that benefit both. If you want to assess how strong the link between your productivity and your well-being is at the moment, then you can use a version of the Wheel of Life that I've created just for this. If this is your first time hearing the term Wheel of Life, let me explain what it is. It's a circle that's divided into different segments based on the different areas of your life. And then you use that to rate how satisfied you are with the different areas and decide what changes you want to make. For the productivity and well-being at work exercise, we're going to change that a little bit. We're going to have work as one half of the wheel and everything else making up the second half. And the reason for this is because we spend so much time, physical time, working, that it has a huge impact on every other area of our lives. And so we do need to make sure that our work is supporting us and is set up well. And obviously what we don't want to do then is ignore the other areas, which is why that's in the other half of the circle. The first step you can take is to assess each area of your life on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being really satisfied and 1 being not satisfied at all. So for both the work half and then for the other segments, rate each of those. Once that's done, we're going to move away from the traditional Wheel of Life line of questioning and put in something different. I want you to look at the work half of the wheel and ask, how is that helping or hindering the other areas of my life? So how is the way that I work, the way that I carry out my day-to-day tasks, the way that I have my work day and work week set up, help or hinder my relationships, my health, my finances, my hobbies, my spirituality, any areas that you've filled in. And once that's done, you go to the other side and you say, how do each of these areas help or hinder my ability to have a good day at work? And again, you list for each of the different areas that you have identified as important in your life. And what you have here is a representation on a piece of paper of the relationship between work and the other areas of your life. And from this, you can start to decide what you want to improve first. Note I said first, and that's because you shouldn't and can't really make loads of different changes at the same time, because when you do that, it's very hard to see what change is working and what change is making no difference or having a negative impact. So, you do want to make one change at a time. As well, it's also a lot easier from a time and energy perspective to commit to one change at a time. So pick one, and it might be something on the work side of the circle or on the rest of life side of the circle. Decide what practical actions you can take every day, every week, and every month to make a positive change in this area. And then put a reminder in your calendar or in your scheduler to do this exercise again in 3 months' time. What we are doing here is we're looking at a continuous improvement of the relationship between our productivity and our well-being. And by regularly assessing how well things are working, we can identify new areas to improve and to keep on learning and growing and evolving. We bring all of ourselves to work, regardless of how much of ourselves we want to show, and we bring the remains of our workday home, whether we like it or not. And so it's critical that we do take this link between productivity and well-being seriously, and we are continually looking to improve it. If you have any questions or comments, as always, I would love to hear them. And until next time, stay well and have a better workday.